Hello students, today I am going to teach you the norma frontalis. Along with mandible, norma frontalis, it appears roughly oval in outline. Bones seen in norma frontalis are the frontal bone which forms the forehead, right and left maxilla which forms the upper jaw, right and left nasal bone which forms the nasal bridge, right and left zygomatic bone which forms superolateral bony prominence of the cheek, and one mandible which is missing over here which forms the lower jaw. Norma frontalis will be studied under the headings the frontal region, the orbital opening, the frontal region, the orbital opening, the piriform shaped nasal aperture, and the lower part of the face. Now coming to the frontal region. Important features seen in frontal region are the superciliary arch, which is rounded, curved, bony elevation seen above the medial part of supraorbital margin. This is the supraorbital margin. Superciliary arch is the oval, curved, bony elevation seen above the medial part of supraorbital margin. Coming to the glabella. Glabella is the glabella which is the median eminence connecting the two superciliary arch. There is a median eminence connecting the two superciliary arch. Superciliary arch, it overlies the frontal sinus. So under the superciliary arch you can see the frontal air sinus. Now this is nasion. Nasion is the junction point of the frontonasal suture and internasal suture. Nasion is the junction point of frontonasal suture and internasal suture. Now coming to the frontal tuber. Frontal tuber are the bony elevation seen above the superciliary arch. Frontal tuber are the bony elevation seen above the superciliary arch. Now coming to the orbital openings. Each orbital opening is a quadrangular in shape, having four margins: the supraorbital margin, infraorbital margin, lateral orbital margin, and medial orbital margin. Now first coming to the supraorbital margin. Supraorbital margin is formed by the frontal bone. Supraorbital margin is formed by the frontal bone. At the junction of the medial 1/3 and lateral 2/3 part, it bears the supraorbital notch. You can see this is supraorbital notch. Okay. Now coming to the infraorbital margin. The infraorbital margin is formed by the zygomatic bone laterally and the maxilla medially. So infraorbital margin is formed by the maxilla medially and zygomatic bone laterally. Now coming to the medial orbital margin. Medial orbital margin, it is ill-defined and is formed by the frontal bone above and by the lacrimal crest and frontal process of the maxilla below. So medial orbital margin, it is ill-defined and is formed above by the frontal bone and below by the lacrimal crest and the frontal process of the maxilla below. Now lateral orbital margin. The lateral orbital margin, it is formed by the zygomatic process of the frontal bone above and the frontal process of the zygomatic bone below. Now coming to the anterior bony aperture of the nose. The anterior bony aperture of the nose, it is piriform in shape and it is bounded above by the lower margin of the nasal bone and it is bounded below by the nasal notch of maxilla. It is bounded above by the lower margin of the nasal bone and bounded below by the nasal notch of the maxilla. Now coming to the attachments of the nasal bone. Nasal bone, it gets articulated anteriorly with the opposite nasal bone at internasal suture, posteriorly with the frontal process of the maxilla at nasomaxillary suture, and superiorly with the frontal bone at frontonasal suture, and inferiorly it is connected to the inferior nasal cartilage. Inferiorly it is attached to the inferior nasal cartilage. This is the anterior nasal spine. The anterior nasal spine is a sharp projection in the median plane in the lower boundary of the piriform aperture. This is the piriform bony aperture, its lower margin. In the median plane, in its median plane, there is pointed bony elevation that is called as anterior nasal spine. Similar to anterior nasal spine, there is also posterior nasal spine, which is seen from the norma basalis. Now coming to the lower part of the face. Lower part of the face shows presence of, it is formed by the parts of three bones: maxilla, the zygomatic bone, and the mandible. Mandible will be covered as a separate LCD topic. Now coming to the maxilla. The important features seen in the maxilla are the nasal notch, which forms the piriform bony aperture of the nose, the anterior nasal spine, the infraorbital foramen situated below the infraorbital margin, the incisive fossa seen just above the incisor tooth, the canine fossa seen above the canine tooth. Out of the four processes of the maxilla, three are seen exteriorly. These are the zygomatic process. This is the zygomatic process, which is short, stout. This is the frontal process, which gets articulated superiorly with the frontal bone, anteriorly with the nasal bone, and posteriorly with the lacrimal bone. And this is the alveolar process, which provides space for the articulation of the incisor, articulation of the tooth. Alveolar process, which bears socket for the tooth. Now coming to the zygomatic bone. This is the zygomatic bone, which forms bony prominence of the cheek. It has the maxillary process. This is the maxillary process, frontal process, which articulates with the frontal bone, and the temporal process, which articulates with the temporal bone. It bears a foramen. This is the foramen, which is called as zygomaticofacial foramen, which transmits zygomaticofacial nerve. Now coming to the sutures seen in norma frontalis. This is the internasal suture. This is the internasal suture between the two nasal bone. This is the frontonasal suture between the frontal bone and nasal bone. This is the nasomaxillary suture. Nasomaxillary suture between the nasal bone and maxillary bone. This is the lacrimomaxillary suture present between the lacrimal bone and frontal process of the maxillary bone. Then coming to the frontomaxillary suture. This is the frontomaxillary suture present between the frontal bone and the frontal process of the maxilla. Then coming to this intermaxillary suture present between the two maxilla, intermaxillary suture. Then zygomatico-frontal suture. This is the zygomatico-frontal suture present between the frontal bone and zygomatic bone, and this is the zygomatico maxillary suture present between the zygomatic bone and maxilla. The lacrimomaxillary suture, on this side lacrimal bone is missing. Here you can see the lacrimomaxillary suture nicely. You can see this is the lacrimomaxillary suture. This is the lacrimal bone, and this is the lacrimomaxillary suture. This is the frontal process of maxilla: frontal bone, nasal bone, lacrimal bone. The frontal process of maxilla articulates anteriorly with the nasal bone, superiorly with the frontal bone, and posteriorly with the lacrimal bone. Now coming to the structures passing through different foramina. First, supraorbital notch or foramen transmits supraorbital nerve and vessels. Similar to supraorbital notch, there is infraorbital foramen which transmits infraorbital nerve and vessels. Then this is the zygomaticofacial foramen which transmits the zygomaticofacial nerve and a branch from the maxillary nerve. Then the external nasal nerve, it emerges between the in the interval between the nasal bone and the upper nasal cartilage. I have told earlier that inferior margin of the nasal bone, it articulates with the upper nasal cartilage. So in the internal between these two, there is emergence of the external nasal nerve. Okay. So this is about today's topic, that is norma frontalis. Regarding mandible will be covered as a separate LCD, and this bony orbit, it is also covered separately. Thank you.